Miss Rodriguez, in my office now. Bring my coffee, Ian said via intercom. Tinanguan siya ni Sarah, and Rina obeyed as she was told. Since their workstation was one floor down from the GM's, hindi nila nakikita ang pagdating nito, as he was using the elevator directly to his floor. Ian would usually announce his arrival, by asking for his coffee. Umakyat si Rina sa penthouse dala ang kape nito, gamit ang hagdan na nag-uugnay sa dalawang palapag. Sliding the keycard, Rina realized her hands were shaking, and keeping the coffee still was a struggle. Nininerbiyos siyang makaharap ulit si Ian. It took her a lot of effort to make herself appear relaxed, when she knocked on the smoked glass door of his office. Come in, he said, and Rina wanted to slap her face, for shaking even more, at the mere sound of his voice. Good morning sir, she greeted when he came into view. And she almost gasped. Ang gwapo ni Ian, kahit hindi pa ito nag-aangat ng paningin. Lumapit siya at iniabot ang kape nito. Your coffee. Put it right there, he gestured to the left side of his large desk, na hindi masyadong natatambakan ng mga papel. At ubili siyang sumunod. Medyo dismayadong hindi man lang siya nito tinitingnan. Is there anything else you'd like me to do sir? Tanong niya matapos may lapag ng maayos ang kape nito, which she considered a great achievement, lalo na at nanginginig ang mga kamay niya. Yes, sa wakas ay iniwanan nito ng tingin ang laptop nito, at tiningnan siya. It wasn't cold anymore but professional. Gayunpaman ay tagos kaluluwa pa rin ang simpleng tingin nito. Arrange these files according to client name, itinuro nito ang mataas na paper stack sa kanang bahagi ng mesa nito. Full a chair, tumigil ito at medyo yamot, at nakakunot noong tiningnan siya. Paano hindi kasi siya gumagalaw? Which maybe made him think na hindi siya nakikinig. Are you listening? Ha, yeah, yes of course, she stammered. I just thought, well, Sarah told me to never ever touch your desk. I'm asking you to do a simple task Miss Rodriguez. I'm sorry, pinilit niyang mag-concentrate sa sinasabi ng binata. I said pull a chair, ulit ni Ian pero ito naman ang tumayo. Para hilahin sa tabi nito ang upuang orihinal na nakapwesto sa harapan ng mesa nito. Gusto niyang sabihin, na hindi na nito kailangang ilipat pa iyon sa tabi nito. Pero kaysa masabihang mahirap siyang umintindi ng utos, ay nanahimik na lang siya. Do it like this. Sort it out alphabetically too, and on he went to give her further instructions. As soon as he was done talking, na dead air na sila. Hindi lang basta dead air. Awkward din. Because they were merely inches away from each other, and yet they were both too silent for their own good. Kung sana may pwede silang pag-usapan. Alicia perhaps, kaso baka magalit ito kapag nagtanong siya tungkol sa bata. Rina found it hard to focus, when all she wanted to do was stare at Ian's handsome face. But she could only watch him through her peripheral vision. Sobrang busy nito at tiyak na kabaliktaran niya, ay napaka-focus nito sa ginagawa. Samantalang siya ay super distracted. Hindi naman naglaon at naabsorb na rin siya sa ginagawa niya. Nakuha lang ulit ni Ian ang atensyon niya, when he began typing furiously on his laptop. Tapos isinara nito iyon bago tumayo. Miss Rodriguez, check my schedules with Sarah. Tell her to cancel all my appointments from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., he said approaching the glass wall, at hinawi ng remote control ang kurtina niyon, revealing a breathtaking view of the clear sky. She watched him curse under his breath, na tila bad trip ito. At kahit gusto niyang tanungin kung bakit, she maintained her silence. Get ready. We're leaving in 10 minutes, sabi nito bago siya nakalabas ng opisina nito. Ha, aalis sila. Kasama siya. You're coming with me. To take minutes, paliwanag nito and she just nodded. Nakipag-meeting si Ian sa isang Chinese investor, sa isang premyadong restaurant. Medyo mainit ang usapan pero hindi niya maintindihan, dahil Mandarin ang salitang gamit ng mga ito. So, hindi niya magets kung paano siya magmi-minutes ng meeting, na in the first place ay alam ni Ian na wala siyang maiintindihan. Unless he assumed na marunong siya ng naturang lengguwahe. But Ian speaking in Mandarin was quite cute. First time niyang marinig ito na nagsasalita gamit ang isang foreign language, and Rina wondered kung ano pang mga salita ang alam ng binata. They stayed in the restaurant until lunchtime. All the while ay pinapanood niya lang ang dalawa na magpalitan ng salita, na minsan ay matataas ang tono, like they couldn't agree on something. Hindi niya maintindihan, pero base sa mga facial expressions ng mga ito, halatang hindi sila magkasundo. It was already past 12 noon, nang mag-order na rin sila finally ng pagkain, bukod sa drinks na nasa mesa nila. Doon na lang itinuon ni Rina ang pansin, habang ang dalawa niyang kasama ay patuloy pa rin sa seryosong usapan. Mag-aalauna na nang sa wakas ay ngumiti sa unang pagkakataon si Ian. He looked like he won over the old man he was talking to. Back in the car at almost 2 p.m., Ian announced na hindi na siya nito mababalik sa hotel. I'm running late. Just come with me to my next meeting. You can just drop me off the nearest bus station, sir. No, I need you to take minutes. Putol niya sa sasabihin ni Ian. English this time. Nakangiti niyang dagdag. Yes, he suppressed a smile. Marahil na-realize rin ito how lame it was to ask her to record his first meeting good. They drove in silence once again. His next meeting was with a middle-aged Filipino couple, na board of directors ng ES Hotel. Sa magandang bahay ng mga ito sila nagpunta. We are not expecting the general manager to bring a day today, nakangiti siyang kinamayan ni Lucas Mijares. Indeed, and such a beautiful woman, honey, sabi naman ng asawa nito na si Martha na niyakap siya. She's my assistant, ulit ni Ian sa pakilala nito sa kanya kanina. Ngiti lang ang tugon ng dalaga, habang kinakausap ang sarili na bawal mamula. Act cool, Rina. Oh, Martha is my former assistant. Inakbayan ni Lucas ang asawa at kinindatan pa. Right, honey. Hinalikan nito sa noo ang asawa. Rina giggled at the couple's sweetness. Si Ian formal lang as he attempted to start the discussion. I already talked to Mr. Sai. Ian dear, I believe the board will be very pleased to see you settle down. Hirit pa rin ni Martha. Hindi ito natatakot sa medyo nakasimangot ng si Ian, which made Rina wonder kung sino ang mag-asawa sa buhay ng binata, bukod sa pagiging direktor ng mga ito sa ES Hotel. There is this perception that a married man is better in handling business, dugtong ni Lucas. That could mean more opportunities. I've nothing to prove, Mr. Mijares, seryosong pahayag ni Ian. Well, I agree, but still, we'll be happy to see you get married, Ian. You're so ready to be a husband, son. As I was saying, Mr. Sai and I already talked, Ian answered instead, and Lucas just shook his head, before putting on his serious face as well. Rina, let's leave the business with the boys. Martha whispered bago ipinagpaalam siya kay Ian, at hinhila na siya palayo. Sa kusina sila tumuloy, kung saan ay may banibake raw ito. Pinaalis muna nito ang maid na umaasikaso roon, habang wala ito kanina. Business bores me big time, she added habang chini-check ang oven. I'm baking chocolate chip cookies, Ian favorite. You seem to know him a lot, she smiled at how Martha calls Ian by his first name. Oh, napangiti rin ito. That boy, of course, I have known him ever since he was a kid. His mother is my cousin. So you're his aunt. Yup. When he came back from the States, sa amin siya tumira. Naupo sila at binigyan siya nito ng cookies na natapos na nito. This is good. Thank you, puri niya nang matikman ang gawa nito. Explains why Ian loves it so much. Martha chuckled. Yeah, it's perfect. Natutuwa si Rina sa kaalamang chocolate chip cookies lang pala ang paborito ni Ian. There's still a boy inside the mighty Ian Sarmiento. It also explained to her why Alicia loves the same cookies so much. Mana ito sa ama nito, Rina made a mental note to ask Martha some for Eli. So how are you coping up as Ian's new assistant? She looked at the old woman questioningly, so she added. I know you, Rina. I mean, not from the disturbing news about you months ago. I know you as my sister's assistant, and Alicia's mother. Your sister. How? Confused niyang tanong. Rebecca Everett. She's your sister. Hindi makapaniwalang pagkukumpirma niya. Now she remembered kung kanino niya unang narinig na tinawag si Ian sa buong pangalan nito, kay Mrs. Everett. Can't see the resemblance. I knew it. Her serious face already made her ugly, she laughed. She's our eldest. Guess who our other sister is? Who? Clueless niyang tanong. Sarah. You're kidding. Mas lalong hindi niyo siya kamukha. Well, just a half-sister. My mother died when I was 4 years old. My father remarried 2 years later and they had Sarah. She got her features mostly from her mom, paliwanag nito. So there, that explains the hindi pagkakamukha. Although sa aming tatlo, itong si Sarah ang talagang na-attached kay Ian. Ginawa na niyang anak, she chuckled. She never married. And when he put up the first humble version of ES Hotel, lagi nang nakaalalay si Sarah. She had always believed that there's a great businessman inside him waiting to be unleashed. She was right. Indeed, that boy is very hardworking, he deserves everything he has now. But we really wish he'd settle down so that there'll be someone to take care of him. Bumalik ito sa oven para kuhain na ang mga cookies. Hindi siya nag-comment. Didn't they know that he's got Olive to take care of him? When Olive left him, mas natuwa kami. I know she's your friend but sorry for the word, we don't like her. She ruined our nephew. Ang ginawa lang niyang maganda, ay ang pagsasabi ng tungkol kay Alicia, but sorry that you have to lose your daughter. She's not my daughter. She managed a smile na hindi bitter, but just sad at the thought of her baby again. The three of them deserved to be together. Tiningnan lang siya ng kausap pero hindi nag-react sa sinabi niya. Anyway, we met Alicia last month, Ian brought her here. She's so adorable. Thank you for raising her well, Rina, sincere nitong sabi. And thank you for returning to Ian life. That's so kind of you, Mrs. Mijares. But I'm not back for good or for any other personal reason. I'm working for him so he won't close down Mrs. Everett's company, she said, reminding herself as well, kung bakit siya andun. She was thankful that she was able to help her co-workers. Rina, did you honestly think B would have the heart to disemploy everyone in his aunt's company? He just wanted you to come running back to him, natatawa nitong paliwanag. He's mad at me. He even bought my apartment, so I will lose a home. Explained by the well-furnished hotel room you have back in ES Hotel. But she was confused even more. Ang ibig nitong sabihin planado lahat ni Ian ang lahat. But he denied sending her away from her apartment, the way she was thrown out of it. He's not mad at you, Rina. Maybe madly in love with you. Believe me, I know that boy. What are you telling my assistant? Ian interrupted his aunt who pretended to be busy with her cookies, while stifling a smile. Nasa pintuan ng kitchen si Ian, at nakasandal sa door frame habang naka-cross arms pa. It's a girl's talk, Ian. You shouldn't be interrupting like that. It's rude, galit-galitan ng tiyahin nito. Because you kidnapped my assistant. How is she supposed to take minutes if she's here with you? He frowned at his aunt. Ipinagpaalam ko siya sa'yo, Mr. Sarmiento, she reminded him. Besides, have mercy with the poor lady, maboboring lang siya sa mga usapan nyo. She rolled her eyes. I brought her here to work. It's barely 10 minutes that she's out of your sight, and yet you already missed her. Martha teased, making Rina cheeks burn. I didn't say anything like that, mas lumalim ang pagkakakunot nito ng noo. Miss Rodriguez, back to work, baling nito sa kanya. Yes sir, agad siyang tumayo, before murmuring a sorry to Martha, who just rolled her eyes again. Madilim na sila nakaalis sa bahay ng mga Mijares, dahil hindi sila agad pinakawalan ng mag-asawa. Tinukso sila ng tinukso hanggang magsawa ang mga ito, dahil hindi sila pinapansin ng binata. They're too conclusive. Don't mind them, sabi ni Ian habang nagmamaneho. I know, tipid niyang tugon, do, he needed not to remind her na hindi ito interesado sa kanya. You didn't tell me that Mrs. Everett is your aunt, basag niya sa katahimikan, bago ma-realize na walang obligasyon si Ian na sabihin iyon sa kanya. You didn't ask, he answered, so at least they're talking now. And Sarah too. They're my family here. They're wonderful, Mr. Sarmiento, she commented. They are. Rina smiled at herself. At least, hindi ito nagsusuplado. She was thinking of the things Martha told her. Totoo kaya ang mga iyon? Did Ian just want her back in his life? Kaya nito nagawa ang mga bagay na ginawa nito. But what's with the cold treatment? The pretense of not knowing her. We're here. See you at work tomorrow, Miss Rodriguez. Rina snapped out of her thoughts, at na-realize na nasa tapat na sila ng ES Hotel. Inayos niya ang mga gamit, at iniabot sa binata ang box ng chocolate chip cookies na nasa lap niya. It's for Eli, she told him to answer his questioning look. See you tomorrow, Mr. Sarmiento. Bumaba na siya ng kotse nito bago ito makasagot. The GM is too early today. He's looking for you. Bakit wala ka pa raw, dyan ka lang sa baba nakatira, natatawang salubong ni Sarah kay Rina kinabukasan. He's here already. Hindi siya makapaniwala gayong isang oras pa siyang mas maaga sa official time niya. Yup. At mukhang bad mood. What did you do to him yesterday ha? Hindi na kayo bumalik pareho. We went to your sister's house, she told her. I know. Naikwento na sa akin ni ate. Jeez, that boy. I don't know why he's not declaring his love to you yet. Such a torpe. Sarah, maybe there's really nothing to confess, she proceeded to make Ian coffee, habang nakasunod pa rin ang kausap sa likod niya. Besides, I'm not his type. And what do you know about his type? Come on, the likes of Olive of course. Matangkad, maputi, sexy, maganda at manloloko. Putol nitong iniikot ang mga mata. They love each other. Ikaw lang ang nagpipilit niyan. May anak sila. They're happy. It's either Ian is such a shy lover boy, or you're so dense Rina. Sarah giggled and she rolled her eyes. Why did everyone keep telling her that Ian was into her when she couldn't see the hints herself? Kissed you Rina, her mind told her, and the memory of it almost sent her blushing. He's not in love with me, period, sabi niya bago kumuha ng tasa para sa kape ni Ian. What about you Rina? What about me? Are you in love with him? Diretsong tanong nito. I'm not, kaila niya. Really ha? Nasa likod niya ito, pero nagulat pa rin siya nang bigla nitong pigilin ang kamay niyang naglalagay ng asukal sa kape ni Ian. Hep. What? Are you planning to make Ian diabetic? Kunot noong tanong nito, na itinapon sa sink ang kapeng tinimpla niya. You put 3 teaspoons of sugar in already. Didn't I tell you he wants his coffee strong? She poured another into the cup. Here, leave it this way. But yesterday, gusto niyang sabihin na ganoon din ang ginawa niya kahapon, at ininom naman iyon ni Ian nang walang sinasabi. He drank it. Hula nitong tumatangu-tangu. Yes. I told you and you have to believe me now, he's in love with you. Sarah teased tapos tinulak na siya paakyat sa penthouse. Go, don't let him wait too long. Sarah, she protested at tinuwanan lang siya nito. Mula sa glass wall, nakita niyang wala sa office nito si Ian, kaya naupo muna siya sa couch, at ipinatong sa center table ang kape. She couldn't understand why hindi na lang sa penthouse gawin mismo ang kape nito, since may kusina naman doon. Siguro ayaw lang pa-invade masyado ni Ian ang space nito. 5 minutes na at wala pa ring sign na nandoon ang binata. Lumalamig na ang kape nito, kaya nagpasya siyang bumalik sa baba, para gawan ito ng bago. Papalabas na lang siya nang lumabas ito galing sa isang silid. Miss Rodriguez, please get ready. We're leaving in 15 minutes, sabi nito bago nagawi ang tingin sa kapeng hawak niya. Never mind the coffee. Base sa pagtingin nito sa hawak niyang tasa, he might be thinking na maling timpla na naman ang dala niya. She could almost see horror in his handsome face. I got it right this time, she offered with an unsure smile. Tumango ito and gestured to her to follow him in his office. Rina observed na parang matamlay si Ian. Hindi ito masyadong suplado, at malamlam din ang mga mata nito. Are you alright? She dared to ask habang inilalapag ang kape nito. Of course. Maghanda ka na. Dadaanan kita sa baba, dismissive nitong sagot. Okay. She looked at him one more time, bago siya tumalikod. Hindi nakaligtas sa kanya ang bahagya nitong pag-ubo, bago siya tuluyang makalabas ng opisina nito. Is he sick? Tanong niya sa isip. Kaya pagbalik niya sa desk niya, tinanong agad niya si Sarah kung may mga gamot ba sila. May sakit ka ba? Sarah asked pero itinuro rin sa kanya kung nasaan ang mga gamot. Thanks. Pagbalik niya ay naroon na si Ian, at kausap si Sarah for last-minute instructions. Bago sila umalis ng binata, ay binigyan muna siya ni Sarah ng makahulugang tingin. She knew, she also noticed. Tumango na lang siya rito. Gloomy ang panahon paglabas nila. Parang uulan pa nga, pero mukhang wala namang makapipigil kay Ian. His meeting was with a young businessman. Probably a little older than Ian. Gwapo ito, matangkad at walang ginawa sa kabuuan ng meeting, kundi mag-flirt sa kanya. She will just offer him a courteous smile, at hindi nagpapadistract sa pagmiminutes niya. Mas distracted pa nga siya sa nakikitang lamlam ng mga mata ni Ian. Minsan kinakakitaan niya iyon ng inis sa behavior ng kausap nito, pero hindi ito nagre-react. In the end, Ian still got what he wanted. He'd already married with 3 kids. Narinig niyang sabi nito, nang pabalik na sila sa kotse. He looks young, she commented para lang may masabi. Learn how to discern a sincere man, Miss Rodriguez, patuloy nito. Or else you would end up being played with. Well, thanks for your concern, Mr. Sarmiento. Tiningala niya ang kasabay na naglalakad na binata, to find him also looking at her, much appreciated, she added, pulling her gaze away. Umuulan na ng malakas nang makalabas na ulit sila. Sarah called to inform na nag-cancel na ng appointment ang next meeting mo. Stranded daw siya, sabi niya kay Ian after taking a call from Sarah. Let's go back to the hotel, he said. Sa kamalas-malasan, tumirek sila when Ian attempted to pass a road, na bahagya ng mataas ang tubig. Seriously, ganun ba kalakas ang ulan? She thought. Napahampas ito sa manibela. Alam ni Rina na hindi lang iyon dala ng frustration. Masama ang pakiramdam ni Ian. Hindi lang ito nagsasabi. Where are you going? Worried niyang tanong nang lumabas ito ng kotse, gayong napakalakas ng ulan. I'm gonna check the tires. Halos pasigan itong sabi. It's raining. On instinct ay bumaba rin siya, na may dalang payong para payungan ito, which was useless, dahil nga sobrang lakas ng ulan. What are you doing? Get back inside, he shouted at her. No, unless you get inside too, matigas niyang sabi. He just sighed in frustration, bago napipilitang pumasok sa loob ng kotse. Pero siya muna ang pinapasok nito, bago ito sumakay ng sasakyan. Asar na muli itong napahampas sa manibela. Basang-basa sila, pero mas lalo ito. Why don't you just call your bodyguards? Malumanay niyang suhestyon. Kahit na nagtataka siya, kung bakit wala pang tumutulong sa kanila. His bodyguards do not stay too far away from him. Dapat nandoon na sila. They're not with us. Napasabunot ito sa basa nitong buhok. Hindi ba lagi silang nakasunod? I stopped having bodyguards, okay. Frustrated nitong sagot sa kanya, bago hinagilap ang cellphone nito. Natahimik naman siya, habang kausap nito sa phone nito si Paul. Why would Ian stop having his bodyguards? They stayed inside his car for an hour, bago dumating sina Paul. He offered her a secret teasing smile, and she just rolled her eyes at him. Binigyan sila nito ng towel na itinext niya rito, pagkatapos itong tawagan ni Ian kanina. Lumipat sila ng sasakyan na si Paul na ang nagdadrive. They were quiet. Too quiet that Rina didn't miss the way Ian was chilling on his seat. Pagdating sa hotel, nagpa-assist siya para dumiretso sa penthouse ang elevator. Ian could barely stand, at nag-aapoy na ito sa lagnat, but he's still adamant not to ask for help. Pero hindi naman papayag si Rina na pabayaan na lang ito, Ian Sarmiento was sick. Sa ayaw at sa gusto nito, she'll be staying beside him. Go away Rina, he said barely above whisper, nadala na niya ito sa kama nito, and he refused to move further. At kahit hinang-hina ito, Rina didn't miss the way he called her by her first name. He hasn't been calling her Rina, lagi na lang Miss Rodriguez, which was too formal to set a barrier between them. Ian, you have to change your clothes, kausap niya sa binatang halos di na nakadilat. Basang-basa ka. Umiling ito para sabihin marahil na hindi na nito kaya pang gumalaw. Do you have clothes here? Naghanap siya sa mga cabinet, and get him something to change. Ian, bumalik siya sa tabi nito, at sinubukan itong patayuin. Ian, come on. You need to change. He didn't steer, kaya napilitan siya na ang magbibihis sa binata. Nakaalis na kasi si Paul, at hindi na niya ito gustong pabalikin. Ian, I'm going to change your clothes, okay? Maliit na bagay, Rina. You can do it. Ina-unbutton na niya ang polo nito, nang mapansin niyang nanginginig ang kanyang mga kamay. Hindi kaya siya pag-alitan ni Ian sa gagawin niya. Pero hindi niya rin ito pwedeng pabayaan. Mas cruel kung iiwanan niya ito mag-isa. Napalunok siya nang tumambad sa paningin niya ang bare chest ni Ian. Parang gusto niyang pumikit, habang inaalis ang pang-itaas nito. But he was getting hotter each second, and by hotter she meant it literally. Napapaso na siya sa sobrang init nito, and she knew she needed to be quick. Ian, sambit niya sa pangalan nito, para warningan ito na bahagya niya itong ibabangon, para maalis ng tuluyan ang polo nito. Ian just groaned and didn't open his eyes. Mabilis niya itong pinalitan ng t-shirt. Now, she had to change his pants as well. This time, aminado siya sa sarili niya na hindi na niya kayang habaran sa bahaging iyon ang binata. Saglit siyang nag-isip ng gagawin. Hinhila niya ang kumot at itinakip sa katawan nito, while attempting to unzip his pants. Wala, hindi talaga niya kaya. Hindi naman siguro ikakamatay ni Ian ang basang pantalon. Pumunta siya sa CR, at kumuha ng pambimpo sa binata. Pagbalik niya ay nanginginig na ito. Ian, he was chilling. Ian, open your eyes. Listen to me, kailangan mong magpalit ng pantalon at underwear. But I cannot do it. Please. Sa nanginginig na kalagayan, ay pinilit nitong bumangon. Turn around, mahina nitong saad. What? I said turn around. Impatient na ulit nito. I can't go to the bathroom to change, nang hihina nitong dagdag. Okay fine, heto ang pamalit mo, sabi niya sabay talikod muna. Tell me when you're done. Pwede siyang lumabas, pero ayaw niya itong iwan. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5. Are you done yet? Tanong niya but she didn't get any response. Ian, worried niyang tawag, bago inipon ang lakas ng loob, at nilingon ito. Ian, nakita niya itong nakalugmok sa kama nito, hindi pa nakapantalon, pero mukhang bihis na ng underwear. Okay, madali na lang solusyonan ang problema niya. She grabbed the blanket at itinakip iyon sa binata, bago ito iniayos ng higa. Ian, you're heavy. Bulong niya. He groaned again nang aksidente niya itong madaganan. I'm sorry, hinging dispensa niya, bago ito inumpisahang bimpuhan. Napakataas ng lagnat nito. She should be calling for a doctor, pero sigurado naman siyang ordinaryong flu lang iyon, and he just needed some rest. Nanay siya ng 4 na taon. Sanay siyang inaalagaan noon si Alicia kapag nagkakasakit. During those times, it never occurred to Rina that she would be taking care of Eli's father as well. Lastly, naglagay siya ng basang bimpo sa noo nito, in lieu of cold compress. Take a rest for now. I'll go get you something to eat so you can take medicine, she told the sleeping Ian. So she was surprised when he grabbed her arm. Don't care too much Rina, nakapikit at nanghihina nitong sabi. Don't pretend you're honestly concerned about me, don't make me believe you really care. When you do not have a plan to stay in the first place. That caught her off guard. Napatitig na lang siya sa binata. You're leaving me again, don't you? When you no longer have a reason to stay. What can I give you so you will not disappear like that again? What can I hold against you, so you'd be forced to stay, Harina? Tears welled her eyes as realization hit her hard in the face. Did Ian think she left because she no longer had a reason to stay? She could give him 101 reasons why she would love to stay by his and Eli's side, but none of it would be right. They deserved to be a family. And their family did not include her. She left not because she wanted to. She left because she had to give them a chance to be together. I'll be back, Ian. I promise, she whispered and freed her arm. All the while, ay nakapikit lang si Ian, which made Rina think that he didn't mean to say the words he just said. If he were fine, hindi nito sasabihin ang totoong nararamdaman nito. He's sick and he just spilled his feelings out. You don't have to. No, let me decide on that. Mabilis siyang lumabas at bumaba sa restaurant. She couldn't cook anymore, Ian needs to eat.